Yes, friends. Yeah, in grade 8, already we have started this lesson force and pressure, and also we discussed what is force and what are the units of the force and what are the properties of the force. Already we have discussed. Once again, we can review this. Force is nothing but push or pull of an object is called as the force, and the SI units of force is newtons. And next one, the force can change the state of an object. The force can change the direction of an object, and force can change the shape of an object. These are the properties already we have discussed. That means to change the state of an object, anyway we need the force. Okay. Now, in this class, let us discuss about the types of force. What is that? Types of force. Here, if we take the force, there are two types of force. Force, here we are discussing about the types of force. Types of force. Here we have actually two types of forces. What are those? Number one, contact force. Contact force. And next, second one is non-contact force. First one is contact force and second one is non-contact force. Now, first of all, let us discuss about these contact forces. What are the contact forces? Now, see here, already in previous class already we have discussed it. To apply the force anyway, two objects must be in contact with each other. Now come to the point. In case of the contact forces, if the force is exerted on any one of the object by the physical contact in between the two objects, such type of forces are called as the contact forces. For example, this is the definition. Now let us, for example, here we have the duster. Here we have the duster. Now the duster is in the rest position. Now I am applying the force on this object. To apply the force, my body is in contact with the duster, this object. That means by the physical contact in between these two objects, we are applying the force to change the state of the object. Such type of force is called as the contact force. Okay. Again, these contact forces divide into the different types of contact forces. Again, we have. Okay. What are those? Now let us see. The first one is muscular force. Muscular force. This is one of the contact force. Okay. Here, what is this muscular force? Muscular force means the force applied by the muscles. That means force applied by the human beings, force applied by the animals, whatever it may be. With the help of the muscles, if we apply the force, such type of force is called as a muscular force. For example, to lift an object, we are using the word muscle power. To lift the, for example, to lift the school bag, okay, you have to apply the force with your human body. Okay, that is called as the word muscular force. There we are using our muscle power. And also the workers, where at the time of the construction works are going on, the people, the workers, those who are there, they used to carry the weights. Okay, they will use the word muscle power. That means with the help of the word muscles, they are applying the force on the weights. Such type of force is called as the muscular force. Okay, and also if we take the animals, bullocks, take a bullock cart, the bullocks used to apply the word force with the help of their muscle power. Okay, so here in all these cases, what are those? In carrying the water, weights, or lifting the bags, or bullocks pulling the cart, in all these cases we are applying muscular force. These are all the examples for the muscular force. Okay, this is one of the example for contact force. Okay, now second one. What is the second one? The second type of contact force is the friction. What is that? Friction. What is meant by friction? Now let us see here. Friction is nothing but the force between the two surfaces. The force between the two surfaces. That such type of force is called as the frictional force. Simply it is called as the friction. What is that? Now let us see. For example, if we take the two surfaces, one surface will apply the force on the another surface in opposite in direction. In opposite in direction. For example, the top surface is moving in the forward direction on this bottom surface. At that time, this bottom surface will apply the force on this top surface in opposite direction. At that time, what happens? The motion of the object will be reduced. That means what? The friction, what it is doing? The friction is avoiding the motion of the object. It is reducing the motion of the object. It is reducing the speed of the object. Such type of force is called as the frictional force. For example, here we are taking a marble. Okay, marble stone means that a glass marble will be there. Take a glass marble and throw it on the floor. The glass marble, it will travel certain time on the floor, and after some time we don't need to stop. Itself it will stop at certain distance. Okay, who is stopping that object? Okay, how that object came to the rest position. Okay, there also one of the force is applied on the marble. What type of force is that? For example, when the marble is moving on the floor, this floor applies the force. This floor applies the force on this marble. That means here marble surface is in contact with this floor surface. At that time, the floor surface is applying force on the marble in opposite in direction to the motion of the object. When the marble want to move in the forward direction, at that time the friction force will apply on this marble in opposite in direction. Due to that, its speed will be reduced. The marble speed will be reduced. That means it is opposing the motion of the object. Such type of force is called as the frictional force. Okay, so here next one, the third one, another type of force is the third category. What is that? Mechanical force. Mechanical force. What is this mechanical force? Now let us see. Mechanical force is nothing but the force applied by the machines. The force applied by the machines is called as a mechanical force. Here, for example, whatever the electronic goods we are using, or instead of doing work, we are employing the machines, okay, to do the work. In all that cases, the machines are working. The machines are performing the work. All the works which are performed by that machines, whatever the force applied by that machine, all the forces are called as the mechanical forces. So all these are the examples for the or types of the contact forces. Okay, what are those? Here types of forces we are discussing. In this one, the first one is what? Contact force. Contact force, again types we have. What is that? First one, muscular force. Second one, friction. Third one is mechanical. The next type of force is non-contact forces. Okay. Here, what is this non-contact force? Now let us see. Okay. Now, if the force is exerted by an object on the another object without any physical contact, that means one object is exerting force on the another object, but these two objects are not in contact with each other. Without any physical contact, one object is exerting pressure on the another object. Such type of force is called as the non-contact forces. Okay, where we can see such type of forces. Is it possible or not? Can we apply the force without any physical contact? Now let us see. Here in the non-contact forces, the first again we have the one of the type of force. What is that? Magnetic force. Magnetic force is one of the example for non-contact force. Okay. What is this magnetic force? Already we are aware of this magnetic force already. We learned about this in our previous classes. See here. For example, if you take any one of the pin, that means which is made up of steel or iron, you bring a magnet near to this pin or any one of the metal piece. Then immediately what happens? This magnet can attract that object. That means without any physical contact, if you take the magnet here, here you take any one of the metal piece. Metal piece means which is made up of steel or iron or any cobalt. Okay. Then immediately what happens? This magnet can attract this object. Okay. So here the magnet is not in contact with this object, but this object is moved from this place and force is applied on this object, and this object is moving towards the magnet and it is attracted by the magnet. Okay, so such type of force is called as the magnetic force. Here without any physical contact, one object is applying force on the another object. Such type of force is called as the magnetic force, non-contact force. Okay, and see here, if we discuss something about the magnets, we know very well magnets consist of what? Two poles. What are those? North pole and south pole. North pole and south pole. Okay, here if we take another object, another magnet, one more magnet I am taking. Another magnet is also consists of what? Two poles. What are those? North pole and south pole. If we take these two magnets, now see here, north, north, these are called the like poles. South, south, these are called the like poles. And north, south, these are called the unlike poles. North, south, unlike poles. Here, if we observe the properties of the magnets, like poles means what? North, north, like poles. These will repulse. In the same way, south, south. These are also called like poles. Like poles repulse each other. That means they can't attract. If we bring the one north pole of the magnet to the another north pole of the magnet, or south pole of the magnet to the another south pole of the magnet, south, south, north, north repulse each other. Okay, the two objects will move away. That is also one of the force. That force, here also the force is applied. Okay, without any physical contact. This is also non-contact force. Now in the same way, if you take north, south, south, north, these are called unlike poles. Unlike poles attracts. Unlike poles attract each other. If you bring the north pole to the south pole to the north pole, that will attract each other. That is also what, without any physical contact, the two objects are pulled each other towards them. Okay, here that is called non-contact force. These are the example of what? Magnetic force. Okay, this is the first type of non-contact force. Next one, the second one, let us take. Second example for the non-contact force is electrostatic force. B, what is that? Electrostatic. First one is what? Magnetic force. Second one is what? Electrostatic force. What is this electrostatic force? Now let us see. Okay, take a comb and rub your hair with comb. Okay, and afterwards take small pieces of paper and bring that combed comb, okay, near to this paper pieces. Immediately that paper pieces will attracted by this comb. This is example. Actually, now come to the point. Electrostatic force. What is this electrostatic force? How can we define this electrostatic force actually? See here, if the force is exerted by a charged object on the another object. For example, I am taking a scale or pen. You can take the pen or scale or anything. You rub it on your hair. Then immediately what happens here? This object will becomes a charged body. When it is rubbed on your hair, here charge will be, how many types of charges we have? Two types of charges will be there. Positive charge and a negative charge. These are the electrical charges. When we rub the scale or pen or comb on your hair, immediately the charge will be transferred from hair to the object. On the surface of this object, whatever the charge is transferred, that charge will be restored on this surface. Then it will called as the, then it will becomes as the charged body. Now it is called as our charged body. Now take small pieces of papers. Okay. When you bring this charged body near to these papers, then this charged body attracts these papers. You can experience this by doing some simple experiment yourself also. Okay. Here what happened here? Charged body attracting the paper pieces. Here there is no contact between the what this object and the paper pieces, even though the paper pieces are attracted by the charged body. Such type of force is also called as the electrostatic force. Here charged body applying force, exerting force on the charged body, other charged body or uncharged body. The other body is whether it is charged or not charged, that whatever it may, but it is exerting the force. Such type of force is called as the electrostatic force. Next one, the third one is that here gravitational force. What is that? Gravitational force. This is the third type of non-contact force. Gravitational force is also one of the example for the word non-contact force. What is this gravitational force actually? Gravitational force means here gravity. Gravity means force exerted by the earth is called as the gravity. Gravitational force means what actually? Here we have one law, universal law of gravitation. What is this? What it will say is actually in the universe, every object attracts the other object. For example, chair can attract the other chairs. One object can attract the other objects. But we can't see that. We can't experience that feelings. Why? What is the reason? Because all these objects are under the influence of the water at the gravitational force. The mass of the earth is more than all these objects. Due to that, the gravity of the earth is more comparing with respect to all these objects. So that is the reason the gravitational force of all these objects which are on the earth will be cancelled by the gravitational force of the earth. Actually, here gravitational force is nothing but commonly simply we can define as the force of attraction of the earth. Okay, if you throw any one of the object, it will reach us up to the maximum height. After reaching to the maximum height, again it will tries to travel backwards towards the earth. Here we are not going there up to the maximum height and we are not stopping the object. Okay, and afterwards we are not applying any force on that object which is at the maximum height to make it to travel downwards. Itself it is traveling downwards. Because of what? Because of gravitational pull of the earth. That is the reason it is called as. That means here the object is at maximum height, ground is at the downwards. Okay, there is no contact, physical contact between the object and the ground. Even though the earth is applying force on this object to make it to travel towards it downwards. Such type of force is called as the gravitational force. This is also one of the examples for the water non-contact forces. So here types of forces: contact force, non-contact force. Two types of forces will be there. Again in this one, contact forces. Examples for the contact forces: muscular force, frictional force, and mechanical force. Next one, examples for the non-contact forces are magnetic force, electrostatic force, and gravitational force. This is about the what types of forces. Yes, our next topic is pressure. In force and pressure lesson, we are discussing about the pressure. Okay, now let us try to understand the concept of the pressure. Before going to understand the concept of the pressure, first of all, let us discuss about some examples. What are those? Now let us see. First one, we know very well, the animal, camel is known as the ship of the desert. Why the camel is called as the ship of the desert actually? Why? Because in desert, the total land area is covered by the water sand. Okay, in that sand, only camel can walk properly. Other animals cannot walk properly. Even we are also unable to walk properly in the sand areas. Why? What is the reason? Why the only camel can walk properly in sand fields? Okay. Now see here, if we observe the feet of the feet of the camel, it's broader. That means width is broader. Its width is more. That is the reason why the camel is walking in the sand fields. That feet cannot sink into the sand. Whereas if you take our feet or any other animal feet, okay, while they are walking in the sand fields, that will sink into the sand. That is the reason here the camel can walk properly in the deserts. Other animals or human beings cannot walk properly. This is the first example. Okay. Now let us try to understand with another example. Now what is that? For example, here I am taking the rice in this glass, and next I am taking a pencil with a sharp edge. Now I would like to push this sharp edge of the pencil into this what is that, rice. Okay, at that time here we are applying certain amount of the force to push it into the rice. Now instead of this sharp edge of the pencil, I am taking a marker. Now I would like to push this marker into this rice. Now you observe, in which case now also we have to apply the force. Okay, now you observe in which case we have to apply more amount of the force. Now see here, if we take the pencil sharp edge to make it into, push it into the rice, we need to apply just less amount of the force. With less amount of the force itself, we can make it into the, push it into the rice. But whereas if you take the marker, here we have to apply more amount of the force. Why? What is the reason? Why? Because see here, the area of the contact, of the sharp edge is less. Okay, and here the area of the contact of this marker is more. When the area increases, then required force amount will be increases. But when the area decreases, then we can apply the less amount of the force. Okay. Now come to the another example. Now let us see here. For example, here I am taking a potato, vegetable, and I am taking a knife. We know the knife, one edge of the knife will have the what, sharp edge, and another one is what, blunt. Okay, this side it is blunt and it is what, sharp edge. Here to cut the vegetables, we use the sharp edge of the what, knife. With the help of the sharp edge of the knife, we can cut it very easily. But whereas if you use the blunt edge, we cannot cut it properly. We can cut it, but we need more efforts. We have to apply more amount of the force. What is the reason here? Here, if we observe, here this is the sharp edge. This sharp edge area of the contact with this vegetable. This is vegetable, one object, knife, another object. This area of the contact with another object is what? Less. When area in contacting area is less, we need less amount of the force to cut it. Okay. By applying very less amount of the force itself, we are applying more amount of the pressure on this vegetable. Whereas when the area of the contact increases, here area of the contact less, sharp edge, here area of the contact more, blunt edge. When area of the contact increases, immediately we have to apply more amount of the force. Okay, here pressure value decreases. So here these are the three activities we have discussed now. What are those? One is camel, okay, walking camel in sand, and next one, second one is what, we are trying to push the sharp edge of the pencil into the rice, and next one, third one, knife, sharp edge of the knife. From the above activities, what do we understand? We understood that when the area of the object, when the contacting area of the object decreases, when the contacting area of the object decreases, applied force value is also decreasing. Okay, when the area of the contact increases, applied force value is also increasing. Here, now the effect of the force, here effect of the force is less. Here, when the area is more, effect of the force is more. Understand? The effect of the force is depending on the which one? Area of the contact. Area of the contact. Okay, so how we can measure the effect of the force with respect to the contacting area? Okay, to measure the effect of the force, we use one physical quantity which is known as the pressure. To measure the effect of the force on an object, can be used by using the one physical quantity. What is that? Pressure. Okay, so how we can define the pressure now? Pressure can be denoted by the letter P. Okay, so now we are trying to define the pressure. How we can define the pressure? Okay, definition of the pressure. Pressure is nothing but, okay, the ratio between the force and area of the object. Okay, so how we can write the formula for this one? We can write the formula for this pressure. Pressure P is equal to force per unit area. Force per unit area. Like this we can define the pressure, and also we can write the formula for the pressure. How we can defining? The force per unit area of an object is known as the pressure. This is the definition. And pressure can be denoted by the letter P. The formula for the P is, pressure is force per unit area, force by area. This can be written as P is equal to F by A. F represents force and capital A represents area of the object. Okay, now this is the definition. Then what is the meaning of this definition? Now let us see it. Force per unit area means what? See here, for example, this is the total surface of the board. On this board, I am selecting certain amount of area. For example, this is the area. This is the area means I am not taking the total area of the board. I am taking a unit area. Unit area means some block of the board, some area of the board. This is called as a unit area. On this particular unit area, how much amount of the force I am applying? The amount of the force which is applied on the unit area of the object. I am not applying on the total board surface. I am applying the force on the unit area of total board. So on this unit area, how much amount of the force is applied? That is called as the pressure. That is the meaning of the definition. Definition is different, meaning, to understand the meaning is different. Understand? Here. Now, so this is about the pressure definition and formula and meaning of that one. Force per unit area of an object is called as the word pressure. Now let us try to write the SI unit. SI unit. How we can measure, sir? What are the terms we can use? In which units we can measure the pressure? Okay. So now let us see. Pressure can be measured with units, SI units. What are those? Now see here. Pressure is depending on how many physical quantities? Two physical quantities. What are those? One is force, another one is area. So to write the units for the pressure, we have to write the units for the force and as well as the area. So now let us try to write now SI units P, pressure is equal to SI unit of force. Already we have learned. What is that? The SI unit of force is newtons by area. Area SI units. What are those? Square meters. Square meters. So how we can write this one? Newton per square meters is called as the SI unit of pressure. Now 1 Newton per 1 square meter is called as 1 Pascal. It is called as the what? 1 Pascal. So here The Pascal. Pascal is denoted by capital P small a. Pascal is the actual SI unit of pressure. Pascal is the actual SI unit of pressure. Pascal is nothing but 1 Newton per 1 square meter area. What is the meaning of this Pascal actually? 1 Pascal. How we can define the 1 Pascal? Now we are defining the 1 Pascal. How we are defining? Now let us see it. See here. If we apply, for example, this area I am selecting 1 unit area. Unit area means 1 meter square. 1 square meter area. 1 square meter area means 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Its length and breadth is what? 1 meter, 1 meter. This unit area I am selecting. On this unit area, I am applying 1 Newton of force. On this 1 square meter area, I am applying 1 Newton of force. Then the amount of the applied pressure is equal to the, how much amount of the pressure I applied, that is equal to the 1 Pascal. That is equal to the 1 Pascal. So in this way, here we can write the SI unit for the pressure. What is the SI unit of the pressure? Pascal. 1 Pascal. Okay. So in this way, here pressure definition, formula, and SI units of the pressure. So by all this topic we can understand, we have to observe one thing. Most important thing is that here pressure is equal to force by area. That means what here? Pressure is depending on the two factors, force and area. When the pressure value increases, when the pressure value decreases. Now see here, when the area of the contact, increases, when the area of the contact increases, pressure value decreases. Okay, when the force increases, pressure increases. So how we can write the relations between the pressure and force and area means pressure directly proportional to the force. When force increases, pressure also increases. When force decreases, pressure also decreases. This is directly proportionality between the pressure and force. Now come to the point area. When area increases, pressure value decreases. When area decreases, pressure value increases. This is called as the inversely proportionality relation. Means here P is inversely proportional to contact area. Okay, so this is most important point we have to observe and we have to understand in case of pressure. Okay, yes.